What really happened in the exact seconds when the 7 biggest global superstars finally stepped onto the stage, a moment so explosive that thousands of people suddenly screamed at the top of their lungs, while millions online flooded social media with the same reaction. This is insane. Welcome back, everyone, to Jikook Lover, the channel where we break down the most shocking, mysterious, and viral moments in the K-pop world that the internet can't stop talking about. Before we dive into this unbelievable story, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, and of course subscribe to Jikook Lover so you never miss the biggest and most viral K-pop moments happening around the world. Because what happened during those seconds wasn't just another appearance. It was the moment when stepped onto the stage at the massive event and something about those first few seconds made fans everywhere start asking a question no one expected. Was there actually something happening behind the scenes that night, something the cameras almost missed? And trust us, what happened next left the entire internet completely stunned. That evening in the city that never sleeps, the sky above slowly turned into shades of gold and deep orange as the sun began to disappear behind the endless skyline of Manhattan. The wind of early autumn moved gently through the streets, but the atmosphere surrounding the massive event venue was anything but calm. It felt electric. Even hours before the event officially began, thousands of fans had already gathered outside, filling every possible space around the stage area. Some had traveled from nearby states. Others had flown across countries and oceans just to stand in that exact place at that exact moment. All for one reason. One name that had become more than just a group, a global phenomenon. The collaboration event between and BTS had already generated enormous buzz across social media days before it even happened. But no announcement, no teaser, and no headline could truly prepare the world for what the atmosphere would feel like once the day finally arrived. From early morning, fans had already begun lining up. Purple hoodies, light sticks glowing softly, handmade banners waving in the air. Some fans clutched posters tightly to their chests, while others held cameras ready to capture every second of history about to unfold. But even among the excitement, whispers spread through the crowd. Questions that no one seemed able to answer. Are they actually performing tonight? Will they appear together? Or is there something bigger planned? No one really knew, but everyone felt it. Something big was coming. As the afternoon slowly turned into evening, the crowd grew even larger. The sea of people stretched farther than anyone expected. Phones were lifted high above heads, screens glowing like thousands of tiny stars. Everyone wanted to be ready, because when the moment arrived, no one wanted to miss it. And then, suddenly, something changed. The stage lights flickered. One by one, they began turning on. A low hum of music slowly filled the air. At first, it was subtle, almost unnoticeable. But then someone in the crowd suddenly screamed. "They're here!" The scream spread like lightning. People jumped. Fans pushed forward carefully, trying to see over shoulders and raised arms. Cameras swung toward the stage, and in a matter of seconds, the entire venue erupted. The roar of thousands of army voices shook the air. Some people were crying. Others were laughing in disbelief. It was chaos. Beautiful, emotional chaos. But the most shocking part wasn't simply that BTS had arrived. It was how they appeared. There was no dramatic announcement, no long introduction, no countdown, just a single moment, one simple step. And when the first member of BTS finally walked onto the stage, the entire crowd exploded. The sound was deafening. A tidal wave of screams crashed through the venue. Fans shouted their names. Light sticks waved wildly in the air. Some people covered their mouths in shock. Others stood completely frozen, overwhelmed by the reality that the 7 men they had admired for years were suddenly right there in front of them. One by one, the members of BTS stepped onto the stage until all 7 stood together beneath the lights. Relaxed, smiling, almost casual. Yet the energy radiating from the stage was overwhelming. It was the kind of energy that can't be scripted, the kind that only happens when millions of hearts are beating for the same moment. Then one of the members slowly raised a microphone, and suddenly something unexpected happened. The crowd fell silent. For a brief second, the roaring voices faded into a strange stillness. Everyone seemed to hold their breath, waiting, watching, anticipating the first words that would break the silence. Those seconds felt impossibly long. And then finally, New York, are you ready? The moment those words echoed across the venue, the crowd exploded once again. Screams echoed between the buildings. Fans jumped up and down. Phones shook as people tried desperately to keep recording despite the overwhelming excitement. Across the internet, the moment spread like wildfire. Clips began appearing on social media almost instantly. Within minutes, videos from the event were already circulating across platforms. Millions began watching, rewatching, zooming in, slowing down the footage frame by frame. Because in the middle of that explosive moment, something unusual caught the attention of some fans. A tiny detail, a moment lasting only a few seconds, so small that many people didn't notice it at first. But once someone pointed it out, the internet could not stop talking about it. Fans began asking the same question. Wait, did you see that too? Videos were replayed again and again. Comments flooded the timelines. Speculation grew. Was it just coincidence? Or did something actually happen on that stage that night that the cameras almost missed? Meanwhile, at the venue itself, BTS continued interacting with the crowd as if the entire city had transformed into one giant celebration. They laughed. They waved. They spoke warmly to the thousands of fans who had waited all day just to see them. Yet something about the atmosphere felt different. It wasn't just another public appearance. It felt like a moment that would be remembered. A moment that ARMY would talk about for years. As night fell over, the crowd showed no signs of leaving. In fact, more people continued arriving. Some stood blocks away, just hoping to catch a glimpse of the giant screens showing BTS on stage. Online, the reaction was even more explosive. Hashtags related to BTS and Spotify quickly shot to the top of global trends. Videos from the event racked up millions of views in only a few hours. And nearly every comment repeated the same idea. Something about this moment feels different. But different how? That question remains one of the biggest discussions among fans right now. Was it simply the overwhelming energy of ARMY in New York? Or was there actually something hidden within those seconds when BTS stepped onto the Spotify stage? Something subtle, something mysterious, something that only the most observant fans managed to notice. And if there truly was something hidden within those moments, and as the night continued to grow darker, the energy around the stage somehow kept getting louder. It was as if the entire city could feel that something unforgettable was unfolding in real time. Fans standing near the front barrier could barely contain their excitement, while those further back kept raising their phones higher and higher, hoping to capture even the smallest glimpse of under the glowing stage lights. The members stood there for a moment, taking in the ocean of ARMY stretching far beyond the stage. Some waved softly, others laughed in disbelief at the overwhelming noise surrounding them. It was clear they were just as stunned by the crowd's reaction as the fans were by their sudden appearance. Then something subtle happened. One member turned toward another, sharing a quick glance that lasted less than a second. It was so small, so easy to miss, yet for those watching closely, that brief interaction felt strangely meaningful. Almost like an unspoken message passing between them in the middle of all the chaos. Almost immediately, fans near the stage began reacting. A ripple of whispers spread through the crowd. Did you see that? Wait, what was that look? Phones zoomed in. Screens replayed the same second again and again. Within minutes, short clips began circulating across social media, each slowed down, analyzed, and debated by fans across the world. Meanwhile on stage, BTS continued speaking to the crowd with warm smiles, thanking ARMY for their endless support. Their voices echoed through the venue as cheers rose once again, louder than before. But online, the conversation had already taken on a life of its own. Because the more fans watched those few mysterious seconds, the more questions began appearing. Was it simply a casual moment between the members? Or was it something more, something intentional? And if that tiny interaction really meant something, then why did it happen at the exact moment BTS stepped onto the Spotify stage in New York? Was it just a coincidence, or the beginning of something ARMY hasn't fully realized yet?